Now, additionally, comments from the Senate spokesperson emphasized that the National Assembly is not a platform for what was termed as content creation. Now, let's get back to the subject here as we introduce our guests. We have our lead reporter, Akede, who is, joining us via video call. And of course, here inside of the studio, we have Niniola Adegoke, the Special Advisor on Youth Affairs and Special Duties to Mudashiru Obasa. Gentlemen, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Bennett, I'm going to come to you first. If you please walk us through the events that led to the latest escalation in the Lagos Assembly crisis, please.
All right, thank you for having me, Judith and Mazino. Now, as you know, on that fateful Thursday, we got wind of the fact that there was some drama around the premises of the Lagos House of Assembly, and duly and promptly we arrived there, only to meet, as I mentioned in that report, what seemed like a carnival. You know, we had supporters of Senator Mudashiru Obasa, dancing, jubilating, celebrating right in front of the House of Assembly the fact that he had returned to take charge of, like they mentioned, what they felt was duly his. While I was outside there, our correspondent Bettina Ungweli was inside, and yes, Mudashiru Obasa was in there with a handful of his supporters. Now, I cannot exactly say that that he presided over any sitting. Because, I mean, first of all, who was he presiding over? Like you did mention, just a handful of lawmakers were there. So we can't exactly call it, presiding over a sitting. There were other lawmakers who were within the complex. However, they were not inside. They just kept going around, as you see, or as you saw in that video, in that clip. And then towards the end, they kept saying, we reject Obasa as the speaker. So basically, it was a case of there was some activity going on inside while there was celebration going on outside. Obasa did claim, after he had been questioned by journalists who were there, that he was never impeached. He was never removed. So according to him and his supporters and his faithful, he is still the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Representatives. Also, based on that report and what you also did say, Mojisola Meranda as well has not come forward to say that she is stepping down, at least not to the best of my knowledge, and there's been no document to also state that as well. And she has not stated that she's stepping down or that she had been removed or impeached or that she had willingly decided to step aside as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Representatives. So what this means is, officially, we still have Meranda as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, but Obasa has also returned to claim that he is the Speaker. So officially we have one speaker, unofficially we have two. I think what we have to do now is to wait and see at the next sitting who exactly will occupy the seat. It's almost like the Game of Thrones now. Who would occupy the seat of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Representatives? We're here for it.
Well, Bernard, we would also like to know exactly what the supporters of Mojisola Meranda are saying. If you could please give us any idea, because it's been very, we've tried in our capacity to reach out to them, but perhaps maybe there's still some skepticism regarding showing up on media. So what did you notice regarding the supporters for the, for Mojisola Meranda?
Yeah, so inside the premises of the Lagos State House of Lagos State House, basically, the supporters of Senator Mojisola Meranda, first of all, vehemently claimed, or rather, stated that they are not in support of Obasa, that the person that they claimed basically that clearly Mojisola Meranda had been put, well, I wouldn't even call it a claim because it was all over the media and everybody saw it. She presided at certain points that she is the rightful Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly and that she is the one that they know. So it looks like they are still solidly behind her. They still have their weight behind her. Remember the last time, the last report that we had on News Central, before this one that you saw that was on Thursday, there were about 36 members of the House who said they threw their weight solidly behind Meranda and that she is the speaker that they know, the speaker that they support. Remember that in that particular clip, she actually broke down in tears, feeling overwhelmed by the support that she got from these representatives, these lawmakers. So, like you also clearly did state, not many of them have come forward to speak to the press since after Thursday's drama, so to speak. But going by with the last information we have, they are still in support of her. So again, basically we're waiting to see what happens at the next sitting, whenever that would be. What will happen to the House, first of all? Will the House be divided as it seems it is right now? And then secondly, who exactly is going to occupy that seat? Will it be Mojisola Meranda or will it be Mudashiru Obasa?
Bernard, this is not a question, but wanted to note that in the dailies from after Thursday, there were rumors that Meranda had willingly resigned. I wanted to put that out there before we go into asking questions here with Mr. Niniola in the studio.
Now, Mr. Niniola, I have to ask, right, we know that the case is in court. We know that Obasa had gone to court filing that his removal was illegal. Why not wait for the court proceeding to pass a judgment before going in to have a plenary session with select lawmakers?
All right. Let me start from this way. In this way, if you remember vividly, this thing started January 13th, and I believe, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe there is a time frame for such. You understand me? And whenever we have a crisis in our party, we have different form of mechanism to resolve the conflict. But because of the time factor and the way they are dragging the issue, so we need to consider the option of court. Now the case is in court. That's number one. Number two, I want you to realize that all of them, they are a product of a system. And that system that produces them is a political party known as APC, All Progressives Congress. Now, in politics, political intervention is far, far ahead of legal solution. Now, you see all those lawmakers, all of them came from different constituencies. And as the things stand now, you and I know that even January 13th, their plan was to remove Mr. Speaker, and they failed to achieve it. Simply means that Mr. Speaker is still intact as the Speaker. Obasa has never been removed for once. Not to talk of probably reinstatement.
So why didn't go to court?
Hold on. Not to talk of reinstatement at all. That's number two. Number three is this. February 27th, that was last week, this week, Thursday, Obasa resumed officially. If you remembered, I was here and I said it. I cannot recollect the date vividly, but I said we are going to, the plenary will resume February 18th officially, before they went on recess. That was the unanimous date that, okay, we are coming back on the 18th. Do you understand me? And these people invited DSS on the 17th, thinking that Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa is coming there, probably to cause chaos or trouble or any form of money.
Who invited the DSS?
The aggrieved lawmakers. Again, they turned around and said, it is DSS invasion.
Because I was going there because we heard that it was an invasion by the DSS.
And I was also here also
and that the office of the Speaker was broken into. So if you're saying that they invited the DSS and they're saying, so who invited the DSS?
Meranda leadership invited DSS.
So the office was broken into?
Yeah.
How do you invite somebody when your office is going to be broken into?
Whose office?
The Speaker's office was broken into.
Let's ask Meranda how exactly. Let's ask her what means, of what modality or what channel does it pass through before she gains access to that office. That's Speaker's office. She broke into it.
Her office.
Yes.
It's her office.
Yes, there is a particular, whose office?
Well, at the time. At the time, it's assumed that it's her office.
That is not our
Whoever
office.
is the Speaker of the House is the office. If the members of the Assembly have put a vote of confidence on her and chanted on your mandate you shall stand and refer to her as Speaker Meranda, automatically that means she's the occupant of that office. Obasa is not the occupant. Whoever is a Speaker of the House of Assembly automatically becomes the owner of that office.
Let me clarify that aspect. You are not a politician. You're a journalist. But let me tell you what is going on. She's a deputy speaker. She's also entitled to vote of confidence if they think she deserves it. Now, this vote of confidence is based on a particular thing. And what is that? Is their belly. Okay, we have collected so. We must do our job. Now, if you look at the trend, Initially, they started with corruption, abuse of office, incitement, different kind of allegation. Suddenly, they changed those allegations. Nothing like corruption anymore. Do you understand me? Since Mr. Speaker returned to the country. After that, they said, okay, they are scared of him because he's going to, probably he's going to hurt them and this and that. And Mr. Speaker has told them repeatedly that there is nothing of such. I still have some pictures on my phone. November 11th, we had novelty march. We hang out, we do this, we relate very, very well. Even speakers aid against lawmakers. We play football, we wind together. Now, that's no, I'm just telling you the kind of people we are dealing with. Now, let's not look at the legitimacy of that office. I can boldly tell you that Meranda, she's the deputy speaker, and the reason is this. All the instruments that she needs to get to that position majority were not available.
Specifically,
even the legitimate clerk of the house. I'm coming. Legitimate clerk of the house was under indefinite suspension, Barrister Onofeko. And if you follow it very, very well, recently Industrial Court reinstated him, stating that all what they did on that very day is equal to null and void.
I may not be a politician, but I am a journalist, and being a journalist, it means that I have to state the facts.
Okay.
And since we're talking about legitimacy of whoever is supposed to be Speaker of the Lagos House of Assembly, this case is in court. Obasa put out a case. Why then go through this route of having what has now been described severally as a carnival, and you are presiding over a plenary session with select lawmakers instead of waiting for the courts to then pass a judgment on what exactly is the legitimacy, who exactly is legal, who's a legal speaker? Why have you not answered that question?
I'm coming to that end.
Okay, get to the end.
I'm coming to that end. On February 27th, Mr. Speaker resumed officially. And though he's supposed to resume before that date, but because the DSS sued Speaker's office, Deputy Speaker, and the Clerk office. But before that 27th, that was 26th February, the restated clerk resumed officially, but he was denied an access to his office. That is another case entirely. That is the contempt of court. Because court restated him. Logically, you should know that something will stand on something. If the industrial court said that the suspension of the Barrister Onofeko cannot stand, automatically Mr. Speaker is still holding ground. Look at the sequence of the event, though. Then Mr. Speaker comes in. But before Mr. Speaker got to that office that very day, he was able to get security clearance, that everything is in good position, because those courts already copied the DSS and the police force. They gave him security clearance. And when he got to that parliament, you know what happened? He went through thorough security screening before he was permitted to move in. Likewise, other lawmakers. So nobody is threatening anybody. Now, on the aspect of the plenary, yes, there was a plenary on that very day, and it was a legitimate one. Fine, we have scanty number of people on the seat, but some people went on official assignment, and Mr. Speaker sanctioned it before they went. He approved it. He said, okay, you can go ahead, because we don't really have much to discuss, but I'm only here to correct some flaws outside. That was why it was there. If you look at the proceeding, they don't spend much time because of what is going on.
So, Mr. Niniola, just a second. You have actually gotten to where I need you to get to. Now, what were the processes that happened on the 27th when Obasa, the processes that happened on the 27th when Obasa came, and I use that lightly, to the Lagos State House of Assembly with security agents. Now, what happened? What decisions were made? Who sat as Speaker when these decisions were made? Because journalists were not allowed in, so we don't have an idea. You were there, I assume.
Yes.
Please give us a detailed account
Speaker,
of what happened as he came in through the gates.
Obasa sat down as the Speaker.
Okay. And who was present? How many people were present?
We have reasonable number of people
How
in the
many,
parliament.
sir?
I say reasonable.
Humbly,
When
I ask,
say-
how many specifically?
When I say reasonable, it's something that you can calculate by yourself. Look at the number of those people on the video. Just look at it in that way. Plus those one inside, then plus those one on official trip. You will definitely know that, okay, things are now gradually getting back. Let me tell you something about...
So are you saying all the people in this video are lawmakers? Every single person here is a lawmaker?
Majority of them.
Majority. So we can't then. We're not sure if it's majority. We can't.
I'm telling you
If you're
because
there.
I know
So
them very
the number
well.
is very
very
important. How many sat?
Because of the situation, there are some certain information that I'm not going to reveal to you. But I can boldly tell you that Mr. Speaker committed no wrong on that very day. And apart from that, man, you see those lawmakers outside there, if truly there is crisis, they won't be in that premises.
My name is Imam. My name is Judy.
Oh, no. Sorry for that.
No, it's okay. But
Do you understand me?
I do. But if the majority of the lawmakers recognize Speaker Miranda,
Oh.
and they still recognize Miranda Mojisola as the Speaker, how does Obasa plan to regain full control of the Assembly and regain the trust of the Assembly without the court ruling?
Good. Obasa has never lost their trust. Hold on, I'm coming. This game has been on since 5 years ago. Do you understand me? Obasa has never lost anybody's confidence. But the only thing they succeeded, I told you last time, was to disturb the stability of that house and harmony. If you look at the Lagos State House of Assembly before this incident, I can boldly boast my chest that this house is the template for other state assemblies.
Just a second, sir. I apologize. We still have Bernard who's on. Bernard, I'm wondering if you're curious regarding any of the statements Mr. Niniola has made, because you were there as well. Are you curious? Is there any clarification you would like to make regarding anything or any instances that he's mentioned? Bernard, please.
Well, I think you already brought to the fore one of the questions I would have loved to ask, and that was, asking how many lawmakers were present at that sitting, and then what decisions were made, what was the conversation about, because that basically was a bone of contention, if you ask me. While some said that there was no sitting, that Right Honorable, if you can still call him that, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa was indeed in the premises, and he sat there. Some say he came to register his presence, while others have it that he actually came there and presided. So again, what is the procedure for the speaker to have, for there to be a sitting? How many lawmakers should be present? And then what were the things that were discussed? That's one. Now, secondly, I think there's something that would have seemed too much of a coincidence as about the time. On that Thursday. Now, not long after we left the premises of the Lagos State House of Assembly, not long after that did we receive a message from the Lagos State Police Command, and then there was a press briefing. Now, I'd like you to please listen and put this in perspective and put it together. Now, at that press briefing, if you remember, first of all, Senator Mojisola Miranda's security detail was withdrawn from her just a few days before then. And then Obasa had his security detail, had security detail given to him. Now, at the press briefing, the question was, why did this happen? And then the commissioner of police, the new commissioner of police, that's, I'll get his name back anyway, the new commissioner of police stated that the Lagos State Police Command around this time was conducting, an audit of police officers attached to persons and groups. This audit, I beg your pardon, contains auditing of the officers, auditing of their uniforms, their weapons, their gear, their gadgets, and everything. Also, they were auditing to see if some of these police details actually were properly registered to be with certain persons at that time. If they were found not properly documented and registered, they would be recalled. And so, according to him, the reason why Mojisola Miranda's security detail was recalled as at that time was because they had to undergo that audit. And after the auditing, that they have been returned to her. Now, as for Mudashiru Obasa, that he claimed that there were threats to his life and his family, And like any well-meaning Nigerian, if you have such claims and it is found to be true, then you could be given police detail and security, which means you and I could actually get police detail and security. But the only question that journalists had as at then is, doesn't it seem too convenient, to come up with this reason around this time? It's too much of a coincidence, basically. Now, this is not a question I'm pushing out. It's just some of the observations, like you stated. I think the only big question is the one you have asked and probably has been answered by the guest, and that is, what exactly were the proceedings that went on that day, and who exactly were the lawmakers that were present?
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Adegoke Niniola, who is the special assistant there to Mr. Speaker Obasa, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, you said that not all of the lawmakers support him, but we have a visual we're about to play. It's a video of Speaker Mojisola Meranda and other members of the House of Assembly who were chanting support to her and just pretty much showing their solidarity standing beside her. Take a look.
Into our hand. Just like I told the staffs that they should not take laws into their hands. But we all belong to different constituencies and we have our mandate. And whatever has to happen, the leadership should speak with us and not this charade that we are seeing. We are not against the leadership's decision. But they should call us and tell us to our face, and not us hearing rumors. We are not against leadership decisions. It is the leadership. They took us here. They are our leaders, and we still stand. They nominated us, and we still stand with their decisions. But not to do it this way. We were embarrassed. So thank you, gentlemen. And
we hereby reject Obasa. We reject Obasa. As you rightly said, I'm here. So as I'm here, it's...
And where you see there is them chanting, we reject Obasa, saying that they would not accept it and they have chosen who they want, showing solidarity to Speaker Mojisola Meranda there. Those are lawmakers from the Lagos State House of Assembly. With that visual, are you still saying that the majority of the House are casting vote of confidence?
With that visual, not all of them are lawmakers. I can identify all of them. Do you understand?
Same as in the previous one, where we can identify some people who are not lawmakers as well, which you noted yourself.
Now you are balancing it. Now.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Balance is all we want.
Take that first. I'm taking you somewhere.
Okay.
You see their spokesman, he said something. He said, they are not against the leadership decision, but they are waiting for them to call them and tell them to their face. Let me be honest with you. I cannot speak for the House, the next dispensation, but this present administration, till today, Obasa is the Speaker. No two way about it. Don't let us start speaking grammar. Don't let us drag it. They themselves knows that. When the crisis started, their figure
Mr. Adegoke,
was more than this.
Mr. Adegoke, just a second now. I would like to, we would like to also put out an invitation to the Mojisola Meranda camp, and perhaps the supporters, the lawmakers that are supporting her, because we have tried in the past to actually try and get them here. It's not a time to keep quiet as these processes or these instances continue to happen and unfold. We think that we believe that it is best that they come out to tell exactly how they feel so that the world knows where they stand regarding this issue. So here is an official, let's put it that way, invitation for them to please do come in and let's have these conversations here on News Central. Judith?
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Adegoke, thank you so much for taking out the time to join us today. Mr. Adegoke, Niniola, he is the special assistant and advisor.
Though I have something to say, but you didn't allow me to say.
Please go ahead.
Real quick, sir.
Very quickly, because out of time.
From what the spokesman said last, it has been established that Obasa is the Speaker. Do you understand me now? Whatever they are not okay with, let them come forward and express themselves. We are all human. We can have issue today. Once we are able to relate together, we'll be able to move from that spot and move ahead. Lagos State we want all of them, but we don't need all of them.
The APC in Lagos has always been a united front. If the chieftain of APC asks both Meranda and Obasa to step down and ask somebody else to take mantle,
That's not
will Obasa
possible.
step
That's
down?
not possible. Forget about that.
It won't be possible.
It is not possible. It's not possible.
All right.
It's not even on the table. All those options, they are street options. You know,
Mr. Niniola Adegoke, let's say thank you
Obasa has
very much
completed his
for
comments.
coming on Breakfast Extra yet again, and I'm sure that we will be seeing you
Thank you so
afterwards.
much.
Thank you very much.
I
for
Thank you very
honoring our-
much.